the voice that won't quit. There's a voice inside you that no one hears. It doesn't care how tired you are. It doesn't care how much you've already done. That voice whispers, "Keep going." David Goggins calls it the inner savage, the one buried under comfort, excuses, and doubt. Most people who are criticizing and judging haven't even tried what you failed at. David Goggins. This isn't about being the strongest. It's about hearing that voice when you're broken and choosing to move anyway. The peaceful warrior isn't always calm. Sometimes they are at war with the part of themselves that wants to quit. Callus, the mind. Your mind is like your hands. If you protect it too much, it stays soft, fragile, vulnerable to every fear. But if you face pain with presence, if you sit inside discomfort and breathe, your mind toughens. Suffering is a test. That's all it is. Suffering is the true test of life. David Goggins. Most people run from pain. You learn from it. You sit with it. You let it teach you how far you've come. And with each rep, each mile, each early morning, you're not just getting stronger, you're becoming unshakable. Callous your mind, not to feel nothing, but to feel clearly and act anyway. Comfort is the slow death. Comfort is seductive. It doesn't scream, it whispers. It says, "You've done enough. Take it easy today. Why push yourself?" But every time you listen to that voice, you drift, and one day you don't even recognize who you were trying to become. The worst thing that can happen to a man is to become civilized. David Goggins. This isn't about chasing pain. It's about remembering who you are without the layers. Most people die in pieces. They give up one small choice at a time. But not you. You choose discomfort with purpose. You choose the pain that wakes you up. Because growth doesn't live in ease. It lives in the stretch, the silence, the struggle. Master your inner dialogue. No enemy is louder than your own self-talk. You're going to have to suffer, and then you're going to have to develop a calloused mind. David Goggins. There's a loop running inside you. Doubts, memories, fears. It plays when you're tired, when you're tested. But it's not the voice that breaks you. It's how you respond. You don't have to yell back. You don't have to argue. You just need to watch, then choose differently. Train your response, shift the story, and suddenly your limits become invitations. The real power isn't in being fearless, it's in moving forward anyway. Who's gonna carry the boats? There's a moment in every journey, every transformation, where it's just you. No support, no applause, just your own shadow, and a question. Who's going to carry the boats? David Goggins. It's not just about SEAL training. It's about life. Who's going to carry the weight when things get heavy? Who shows up when everyone else checks out? You don't train for the sunny days. You train for the storm. Not to avoid suffering, but to withstand it, to walk through it. And in that fire, you stop asking for rescue and become the rescue. Your mind wants easy. You were built for more. Your mind is ancient. It's wired to survive, not to thrive. It wants comfort. It wants shortcuts. It wants to stop when things get hard. But you were not made to be average. You were made to grow, and growth feels like pressure. The mind is trying to protect you, but that's the problem. You're already safe. Now you've got to get real. David Goggins. When the alarm goes off, when the reps burn, when the world says take a break, you step forward. That's the beginning of power, choosing hard things when no one's watching. Build a savage, not a persona. Most people want to look tough. Goggins isn't interested in the look. He's interested in the repetition. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. David Goggins. Pain reveals who's real. Discipline builds who lasts. You don't need the applause. You need the silence. You need the loneliness. You need the sweat that no one sees. The warrior is forged in private, when no one is posting, sharing, or liking. Because when it's real, you don't need recognition. You are the work. Your greatest power, staying in it. We live in a culture that flinches, that backs off, that wants dopamine without effort. But Goggins teaches a different truth. Suffering is the pathway to peace. You've got to suffer to grow. There's no way around it. David Goggins. Not chaos, not misery. Purposeful suffering, the kind that teaches you what's real. You don't run from it. You stay in it. You breathe in it. You learn from it. And every second you don't quit, you're winning. Not against others, against the older version of yourself that used to flinch. The standard is yours to set. Goggins doesn't care about average. He doesn't care about fair. He cares about what's possible. You are in danger of living a life so comfortable and soft that you will die without ever realizing your true potential. David Goggins. This isn't about breaking records. It's about breaking your limits. You don't train for others. You train because something inside you knows there is more. And it's not out there, it's inside. The standard is not something you meet, it's something you set. And starting today, you set it higher.